My name is Kaushika. I work in Skanska as a carpenter apprentice. I also worked in Skanska as carpenter worker. Last year I was traveling with a women delegation to London, and it was an eye-opening seminar. The most interesting part was to get to know other women from all around the world, mostly from United States and Sweden, also from some women from the west side of Norway.
My name is Marie-Ellen Hafskar. I am 36 years old and I live and work in Bergen, Norway. I've been a plumber. I got my papers in 2008. I work in big building sites and I build big industrial buildings. The latest I've been working on fire safety on a railroad station. So I do the heavy stuff. It was really hard for us girls. We didn't even have our own changing room or locker room. And often we were really lonely. We might be the only girl on site. And the boys be really hard on us. And they, after some years, they saw that someone need to do something. It's time. We need to start something. And they asked me, because I've been part of the union since I was an apprentice. And so they came to me and said they think I might be the right person to do this kind of stuff. And the first thing I did was starting to just contact all the girls and have meetings. I started here in Bergen in 2018. Actually, the Women's Day, 8th of March, we had our first meeting. And then I went around the country and started to collect the girls. As a Norwegian female plumber, union, everything, to go to London, where everything is so different, and meet people from America, where everything is even more different, you know, and then people from even other countries again also were there, you know, and you had to like always sort like, okay, this is my this is my viewpoint, and this is England, and this is America, and then always going like back and forth and seeing all the differences, and also trying to make up my mind about you know, what are you doing that is so good that I should bring it back home and try and implement it here?
My name is Barbara James. I'm a fourth-year carpentry apprentice. I'm also a part-time instructor for the British Columbia Institute of Technology, where I teach net zero building strategies and building science. I participate in various organizations such as the British Columbia Tradeswomen Society as a director. I'm also a director for Build Together, which is the women's committee of the British Columbia Building Trades. I'm also a regional representative for the BC Centre for Women in the Trades, right here. Through these different organizations, I help mentor women in the trades, recruit women in the trades, and help keep women in the trades. With my job, I'm a full-time commercial union carpenter, so I form concrete. Right now I'm building a bridge in New Westminster, British Columbia. And yeah, that's a bit about my work.
I really enjoyed my time there because the bonding and connection with the other women gave me so much, and I could see things from other perspectives.
I can say, coming from a minority community, right? A lot of people here who come from those communities, there's a big push for diversity, equality, and inclusion. I can say from being here that Kevin and they practice that, right? But I can also tell you that in some communities, depending where you come from, like if you come from a Somali background, your parents may tell you you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
If you come from an Asian background, they may tell you the same thing. right? So in that sense, the construction, it's not marketed or it's not communicated that there are opportunities available that may be, long lasting and you may actually enjoy it, So that's something that they need to work on in the UK.
Yes. I'm really nervous. Council people, members of the community, and tradeswomen near and far, thank you for allowing me this opportunity to talk to you and tell you about my story and who I am and why Holloway is so important for the women in this community. My name is Anjanette Benuelos. I'm an organizing business agent for my local in the United States. I wasn't always this upstanding person that you saw before you. Once upon a time, in a lifetime, not that long ago, I was deep in my addiction and I was in and out of incarceration. There was a time that I wasn't able I did not stay out of incarceration because I felt it was something safe for me to go to. When life got rough and life got hard and I couldn't deal with life, I would go in custody. After I was incarcerated and I dealt with some of those things and I was released, I found Oregon Tradeswomen. It was a pre-apprenticeship program and it gave me the introduction into the trades. After that, I went into my union apprenticeship and I was able to become successful. When I joined the trades, I was sharing a spare bunk bed in my mother's room with my 3 kids. Within 3 years' time of joining the apprenticeship and I journeyed out, I was able to buy my first home by myself.
I know that happens constantly. It's the female is removed because she is seen as the problem and she's the minority. It's not the man who's taking a piss. He should be removed and she should be kept in place as an example to any other men who decide they're going to try it on. But it's not, it's always the woman removed and it's really bad practice. And it just shows if you bully her, you get rid of her. And I know for a fact men have bullied a woman to get her off site because they don't want her there. No. And they know she'll get kicked off. Yeah. Because it's easy, the problem's gone if she's gone. Yeah, and there's no, they're not pushing against anything. No, so they get what they want. And also they'll group together the men. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Their stories are all tight and she's on her own because they'll not stick up for her. And I know that from experience.
Hi, my name's Holly Brown. I'm an operating engineer's heavy equipment operator. I've been in 24 years. The trade's looking for men and women to work in construction. You'll earn skills that no one can take away. You'll have a sense of pride in doing your job and be able to say that I built that. The machine does the work. All you have to do is learn how to operate it. It is one of the best decisions I've made in my life.
But then also just the feeling of being in the atmosphere of so many strong and powerful and it was just the atmosphere, It was so empowering.
This is Crystal Herrera, and on behalf of Tradeswomen Building Bridges, the North American Network of Women Working in the Construction Trades, I want to thank CIOB and the ministers and others for inviting us tonight. Thank you so much. Joining the trades was hands down the best decision that I've ever made. It's given me a skill set that no one can take away from me. A skill set that carries me from job site to job site, project to project, and allows me to rely on myself because I'm paid a living wage. I started my apprenticeship in 2014 and have been a union electrician for 9 years. But I wish I would have found the trades a lot sooner. Like lots of young girls, I was very curious as a child. I loved to take things apart and put them back together again. Drove my dad nuts. But my mechanical aptitude as a child and my clear talent and joy for fixing things didn't prompt anyone to point me towards the trades because of my gender. I was left totally unaware that working with my hands and building the Los Angeles skyline could be a fruitful and fulfilling career path. If a tradeswoman would have walked into my primary school class with a hard hat, boots, and tools on and told me that she builds things, my whole life would have been different. But we can't be what we can't see. Every little girl should know about skilled trades and that it's important that tradeswomen be involved in every aspect of the outreach and recruitment process. I finally learned about the trades at around 26 after working dead-end jobs, multiple, just to make ends meet. And when I did find the union apprenticeship, I kind of felt like I had hit the jackpot.
My name is Cassandra Klawicki. I am a carpenter, journey level, out of local 290, United Brotherhood of Carpenters, Long Island, New York. And what I do is drywall, metal stud framing, concrete forming, interior trim, pretty much everything, general contractor, also scaffolding. I think that it's important for unions to target and bring in women into the construction industry because, first of all, we're really good at this work and we're valuable, but like we need the extra support that a women's network or a special program can provide because it's so male dominated that a lot of times, even if the men have good intentions, they don't see the issues we have because they haven't experienced them. And that's why special attention needs to be paid until there's enough women where it's just normal.
I think women delegations should come to Norway because here we have another type of work culture. I think also our mindset is very different. I think women delegation would get so many new ideas if they come to Norway and have a look here.
I think the whole thing about building like a community or like a sisterhood, I've been doing that for a while. You know, I started it here in Norway with the plumbing girls, but I did not know what I was doing. It was all just happenstance, and I think maybe I got a bigger picture of what this actually mean for us and for the girls out there, and that even if some of the girls are not really that accepting of this or wanting, then it's still a good thing that we exist because it will make it easier for them too, you know?